Welcome to the Impact and Capacity Grant, or ICG, application process and overview. This video will assist you in creating and submitting a grant using our new Communities portal. Our goal is to provide step-by-step instructions in navigating the ICG application process. Things to know as you complete the application. You can only submit an application on behalf of an organization. Only organizations will receive direct funding, no individuals. Additionally, organizations can only apply for one type of ICG and will have to choose between applying for an impact grant or a capacity grant. We have created one application form regardless of which type of ICG you are applying. Please be mindful of completing only the impact tab or only the capacity tab as it relates to the type of ICG you are proposing. You do not need to complete the application in one visit. You can save the application at any time and return later. Just be sure it is submitted by the deadline. As you complete a page, you will need to click Save at the bottom of each page prior to moving on to the next. If you have not registered as a new portal user, please review our first video, New User Registration and Portal Navigation, located on our website under Grant Opportunities. If you have completed registration and have access to the Community portal, you will find the ICG application under Explore Grant Opportunities. From the Explore Grant Opportunities page, you will select Impact and Capacity Grants 2019 and click Create Application. This will direct you to the page or tab, Project Overview. Here, you will complete basic information about your proposal, including the type, whether an impact or capacity, as well as amount of funding requested, geographic region served, impact area focus, and a brief overview of your proposal. It is on this page that you will verify if you are applying as a fiscal sponsor. If this is your situation, please note that KHF only accepts applications from the organization identifying themselves as the fiscal sponsor. If you are not the fiscal sponsor, you will have to have a person registered as a portal user within the organization to complete the application. If you are not applying as a fiscal sponsor, please skip this section. Remember to click Save and Next to advance to the next page. On the organization page, you will need to confirm the information listed. If anything is incorrect, use the Profile tab at the top of the page to request changes to your organization's listed information. Note that if you do so, it will take you out of the application. You can return to the application by navigating to the Request section of your dashboard and clicking on Edit. Save and Next to the Grants Contact page, where you will add or edit contacts in their role within this project. You can search for existing contacts in our database at the top of the page. If they are not already in our system, please fill out the bottom half of the page to create a new contact. Then press Save. If you are a fiscal sponsor, Save and Next to complete information about the organization that is being sponsored. Once complete, Save and Next to the Narrative tab. If you are not a fiscal sponsor, you may skip to the Narrative tab, where you will enter the main content of your proposal. In completing the Narrative tab, we recommend you copy and paste your narrative from a Word document into the portal as a backup in case anything happens before you're able to save the application, since this is a major piece of your application. Save and Next to the tab that is best suited for your proposal, either Capacity, which is an internal focus, or Impact, which is external. Once completed, the next tab is Budget and Justification. There are two key components of this page, the numbers and narrative explaining the source of your project budget. Confirm the start and end dates are entered correctly. Click Generate Budget to create the table. Enter budget information per calendar year. While totals are auto-calculated, review to make sure your overall total matches your requested funding amount entered on the Project Overview tab. Enter the narrative information describing how you arrived at your total in the comment box next to each line item. This part of the budget is required. You will not be able to move on to the next portion of the application if this is left blank. Save and next to grant focus areas. Here is where you will identify the area of focus of your work along with a measure for that focus. An example of an area of focus would be access to care, with the measurement being the number of Kansas adults who had a routine exam in the past year. If your proposal has more than one focus, you may click on the plus new to add additional focus areas and measures. The next page, Target Reach, is where you will provide the number of Kansans your project intends to reach or serve annually. KHF recognizes this may be a difficult question to answer for some organizations and does not expect exact numbers. Please do your best to provide an estimated number of those impacted by your efforts each year. Be mindful that at the end of the grant, you'll be asked to report on this number and will be expected to provide us as close to an actual number as possible of the total number of Kansans impacted. Once you've provided an estimated target reach, we ask you to provide intended outcomes for your project. To do this, you will select the category that reflects your intended outcome. Categories include capacity, awareness and support, or action. Once you've selected a category, you must select the intended outcome or subcategory that further reflects where you anticipate seeing the impact of your work. For example, if your project is to increase your organization's capacity to better implement policy, systems, and environmental change, you will select capacity as your category and identify the intended outcome or subcategory as adding organizational leadership or new enhanced data or communication systems. You may select multiple categories and outcomes, but must make your selections one at a time. We ask that you submit no more than 2 outcomes that will help us understand the impact or benefits this grant would have on your organization and or the priority population you primarily serve. If none of the pre-identified outcomes or subcategories match the work you're proposing, you may select Other and write in your own unique outcome. It is important to note that if this situation applies to you, you will need to select Other as your outcome, click Save, and then reopen that specific outcome to replace the pre-filled text with your unique outcome. Also, please note that at least one of the 2 outcomes should fall into the pre-identified categories of work. This completes the intended outcomes section of the application. The next tab will bring you to Prepare Files for Upload. This page will identify the necessary documents you will need to upload to complete your proposal. Review the list carefully, as some documents may not be necessary for your organization or application type. Once you know which of the required documents you'll need to include, save and next to the Files tab to upload them all. Click New to choose and upload your documents. Once you have uploaded all required documents, you will click on Review and Submit. This opens your entire application and allows you to review before submitting. We suggest taking the time to review completely. Once you submit your application, you can no longer make any edits. Upon submission of your application, you'll be able to view the status of your application under Requests on your dashboard. Once your application has been submitted, it will be under review by KHF staff. This year, our applicants will be notified of their funding status within 45 days of submission. If a KHF staff member has any questions, they will contact the person listed as a proposal contact in the Grant Contacts tab, so please make sure that information is accurate. If you have any questions about the ICGs in general, please refer to the RFP or FAQ documents, which can be both found on the KHF website. If your question is specific to the portal or application process, please contact Natalie Olmstead in the Program Department at nolmsted@khf.org. Her information is listed at the top of your dashboard. Or you may contact Gina Hess, Grants Associate, at ghess@khf.org. Thank you for the work you do to improve health in our communities and for your interest in the Kansas Health Foundation Impact and Capacity Grants RFP. We wish you all the best.